Hey guys, my name is Anthony, and in today's video I'm finally going to be making the Thrustmaster TX review that I've wanted to make for about 8 months now, ever since I got the wheel. So I'm going to try and make this video pretty much as quick and as concise as possible, because really and truly I just wanted to sort of go over the long-term value of this and whether I think it's a good upgrade from certain different type of wheels. For example, the Thrustmaster TMX or the Logitech G920. I wanted to sort of talk about, is it a good upgrade from those, and if you do upgrade, or if it is your first wheel, is it going to stand the test of time, and is the performance really what it's cracked up to be, and will it last? Will the performance last for years to come? So I've got some notes on my phone, and I sort of wanted to sort of go over those notes and give you guys my opinions when it came to this wheelbase, the steering rim and the pedals. So getting straight into it, my background when it comes to this, the reason why I feel as if I'm qualified enough to tell you if this will last a long time and if the performance is good enough, is because I've had this wheel since October of 2019, and I've basically been using it roughly every day since then, basically, and I've been using it for, you know, at least about an hour or two a day ever since I got this wheel. So, you know, I've had a lot of time with this wheel, and I've had some issues with the wheel as well, and I sort of wanted to talk about those issues as well, because those issues are sort of specific to me, but it could happen to you as well, because if it could happen to me, it could happen to you as well. So yeah, that's pretty much my experience with the wheel. I've had it for about 8 months now, and I've pretty much been using it for, you know, a good couple of hours per day since then. So I've clocked in quite a lot of hours with it. Some of the things that this wheel comes with, I'll have it on the screen right about now. The TX wheel usually comes with this sort of plasticky type of wheel from Ferrari. Well, it's not from Ferrari, it's just a Ferrari wheel. I didn't get that one, and I didn't actually get the 2 pedal set that it usually comes with as well. I actually got the T3PA pedals, and I actually got this steering rim, which I will have a video roughly right about, can't even tell where my finger is, but it'll be on the right hand side of the screen anyway, and you can see me comparing this steering rim to the TM one that I've got on the wheelbase right now. So essentially the deal that I got was the Thrustmaster TX Leather Edition, and ever since I got that, you know, that steering rim has been great, and as you can see, I bought it 8 months ago, and it looks even better than this one that I got, which I got in December. So, you know, it definitely is pretty good quality in terms of the wheelbase, in terms of the pedals as well. I'm not going to show you the pedals because, to be honest, I can't really be asked to go and get them, but they pretty much look exactly the same as they did when I first bought them. You can see that the wheelbase looks pretty much exactly like how it should do when you first buy it, and same with that. So that's pretty much all that I have with it. That's all that comes with it. If you want to get this steering rim with a wheelbase, the only wheelbase that comes with a steering rim, from my knowledge, is the Thrustmaster TS PC Racer, which is the PC version of their top end model. So that one actually doesn't even come with pedals as well, which is kind of a shame. So if you want to get this steering rim, I'd recommend purchasing it separate, and maybe getting the wheelbase separate as well, which I think the wheelbase costs about £260, give or take. Yeah, if you want to get this steering rim, definitely buy it separate, because it's not worth getting it with the TS PC Racer unless you're buying the TS. Some of the issues that I've had with this wheelbase in particular, and the pedals as well. The main issue that I've had with this wheelbase is it actually came with a faulty fan, and I believe that's not a common issue. That's really just something I got unlucky with. But luckily enough, I did contact Thrustmaster, and even though it took a couple of days back and forth, they actually ended up finally taking the wheelbase and replacing the fan inside the wheelbase, and ever since then it's been working pretty good. The fan turns on when it should, and it turns off when it should, and there's been no issues in terms of that. I don't know if I have the footage of the sound that the fan was making. If I do, then I'll probably put it on the video now. But yeah, if I did, then you would have probably just seen that, and if I didn't, then you wouldn't have seen that. Basically, it was making this really weird noise, and that's how I knew that it was sort of faulty. Thrustmaster took the wheelbase and confirmed it was faulty and replaced it, pretty much straight away, and gave me the wheel back as soon as possible. So other than that, the wheelbase has been fantastic. The force feedback is fantastic, and you know, it hasn't dipped in quality since I bought it back in October. In terms of the pedals, there was a little bit of an issue with the brake spring. It sort of stuck together for some reason. I generally don't know how to describe it. It was a really weird situation, and I've never really heard anyone else have that problem before. So yeah, but I did fix it, basically put some WD-40 on it and pretty much loosened up the braking. It's been working fine ever since. So in terms of the regular quality that you can expect from the Thrustmaster TX Wheelbase and from the T3PA pedals, which are the pedals I'd recommend over the 2 pedal set that they usually come with, the quality is good. In terms of F1 2019 or F1 2020, which comes out in about 9 days time, you know, the T3PA pedals is all you're going to need in terms of pedals. In terms of Assetto Corsa, however, Competizione, I would recommend getting load cell. There's a Thrustmaster load cell set of pedals that you're probably going to want to get if you play Assetto Corsa Competizione. But for the F1 games, that's all you need. And in terms of F1 2019, obviously I've not played F1 2020 yet, but in terms of F1 2019, the wheelbase has not been wrong. It's really been a solid wheelbase, and I feel as if in terms of the test of time, it can really improve your consistency if you're using maybe a Logitech G920 or something like that. The smoothness of the belt driven system really does help, and there's no sort of dead zone sort of at the center of the wheel. Whenever you turn the wheel, you feel the force feedback through every degrees. There's not a single degree of sort of turn where you don't feel any force feedback. It's really well made. So, you know, to sort of talk about if this wheelbase is sort of a good upgrade from certain type of wheelbases, in terms of the TMX, the only way I would say that this is a good upgrade is if you want to sort of get into the Thrustmaster ecosystem. So if you want to be able to take the steering rim off the wheelbase without having to do any sort of like third-party edits to it, like modifications, if you want to do any third-party modifications to it, then I definitely recommend going for the TX, because you can simply just unscrew the steering rim from the wheelbase and change it. As you can see, that's pretty much what I did with this TM28 GT leather rim. The quick release system is not as good as Fanatec's. It's not close to Fanatec's one, but again, Fanatec have a different price bracket in terms of that to Thrustmaster. Their products are a lot more premium, so you can expect more premium things. But the quick release system for this wheelbase, it does work. So if you have a TMX and you want to be able to swap rims regularly without having to make, you know, a third party modification, then yeah, this is a good upgrade. Otherwise, if you're trying to see if this is a good upgrade from the TMX in terms of performance, I wouldn't actually recommend getting this wheelbase. I would actually rather you spend your money on things that would more impact your sim racing experience over the wheelbase. I don't think it's a good enough upgrade from the TMX. What I would rather you do is maybe upgrade the pedals, go to a load cell set of pedals, you know, that has more resistance, that has the load cell that you can modulate your braking better, and then pair that with a better cockpit. So if you're maybe using a wheel stand, or if you're like me where I'm actually using a table clamp, you know, maybe go for the cockpit as well, because the cockpit and the pedals are probably the 2 best upgrades you can make in terms of big impact upgrades. I don't think upgrading the wheelbase from the TMX is really smart at all. However, from the Logitech, since the Logitech still uses, for lack of a better term, an outdated system in terms of how they do their force feedback, I'd definitely say yeah, it's a good enough upgrade. You still feel the notchiness in this wheelbase if you use your fingertips to turn the wheel. However, if you're just using the wheel as normal, it's so smooth compared to the Logitech G920. And I do have some experience with the Logitech G920 because my mate had it for a little bit, and I managed to, you know, get about an hour's session on it. And honestly, in terms of the feedback, this is a lot more smoother than the Logitech G920. So if you have that wheel and you're sort of looking to upgrade to a belt driven system where the force feedback is a lot smoother, definitely go with the Thrustmaster TX. I definitely think it's a good medium in between the TS PC Racer, which on Xbox I think it's called the TS XW, and on PlayStation it's called the TGT. Either it's definitely a good medium from that and the TMX. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it in terms of this review. As I said, I wanted to make it as quick and concise as possible. Do I think that this wheelbase is good in terms of its performance? Yes, I do. Do I think that this wheelbase will stand the test of time? Yes, I do. There was quite a few issues with the wheelbase back in the day, I believe. But ever since then, Thrustmaster has really fixed the quality control of this product, and if you purchase this product now, and at the time of recording this it's 2020, you're definitely going to see long-term value in this. And I do believe that Thrustmaster will be making this compatible with the next gen consoles. You know, if you maybe want to follow me on Twitter, I'll try and keep you updated on that. Whenever I hear something about that, I'll let you guys know. So you make sure to just follow me at Twitter, twitter.com/BushiAntz, and I'll keep you as updated as I can about that. But other than that, you know, this is definitely going to last a long time. If you want to use this on the PC, even better, because with the PC you get the settings on the PC, so you can really mess around with the settings of this wheelbase. But if you want to purchase it on console, it is pretty much plug and play, which is all that you pretty much need if you're on console. So if you like this review, if it's helped you make a purchasing decision on this wheelbase, whether it's to not get it or whether it is to get it, then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm looking to hit 200 subscribers as soon as possible, and yeah, I'm going to be uploading F1 2020 content when that comes out, and hopefully when I get my new PC, which should hopefully be at some point this year, I'll be able to make facecam videos as well, where I'm actually showcasing myself using this wheel on F1 2020 and a set of Corso competition. So if you want to see that sort of content, definitely hit the like button, definitely hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.